Well, the government shutdown is looming if Congress can't pass a spending bill by Friday at midnight. House Republicans could vote on it as soon as tomorrow, at least a temporary spending bill that would fund most domestic programs through mid-January. But the fight over defense spending, health care, and DACA escalating on both sides. And, well, we may need a Christmas miracle to get it passed. Here to discuss it with me, Vince Colonnese, the Daily Caller editorial director, and Gianno Caldwell back with us as well. Vince, Democrats seem entrenched on this DACA issue here, and I'm not sure, President Trump is equally entrenched on his side that it's just not going to happen.
Right. And this idea that you would hold up the government and keeping it open for people who aren't even citizens of the United States of America, I think puzzles most American taxpayers. And also it puts the Democrats in a strange position because in 2013, when they had this same debate, you heard Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, accusing the Republican Party of being hostage takers and legislative arsonists for even getting close to shutting down the government over issues that don't have anything to do with keeping it open. So I think here they've boxed themselves into a corner. Let's see if they actually take this to a shutdown.
Well, I mean, listen, Senator Schumer addressing the issues, right? The efforts to have Dreamers protected in the government spending bill. But there's a new CBO report that says 2 million illegal immigrant dreamers would actually cost our government $26 billion over the next decade. And also, Gianno, the chain migration would add another 80,000 people. And President Trump just said yesterday that's part of our national security format now.
Yeah. You know, this is a very disappointing time for folks to try to insert legislation at the end of the year when this is a very serious issue. I found out one of my friends is actually a dreamer, Stevenson, and I had no idea about it. This is something that impacts real people. President Trump said that he has a heart for dreamers, so do I. And there's comprehensive immigration reform that's necessary, not throw something in at the end of the year and just for political points, because they know it's not going to pass. So if you're going to get serious about it, let's have a real conversation about it. Certainly there's going to be some folks that may be able to come in, but others aren't. So we have to be realistic about it.
But to your point, that is such a big issue, such a significant issue, and there are Republicans who would like to find a compromise, and perhaps even the White House wants to find a compromise. To hold the spending, to hold the government hostage on this could be a major mistake for the Democrats.
It is not only a major mistake, it's not only intellectually dishonest, it's not just a heart issue, but it's the fact that there are real lives on the line and there are people that are in our country, and we have to come to some type of solution. Not everyone will be able to say, not everyone will have to go, but certainly there has to be something done, and it has to be a serious conversation.
Vince?
There's some real sleight of hand going on here, too. By the way, DACA recipients number about 700,000 people. The numbers they're talking are about 2.2 million dreamers. That's a totally different piece of legislation, and Democrats are trying to get away with passing it and making sure Americans have no idea which group we're actually referring to.
So, Vince, listen, we saw the government shut down temporarily before. It's shut down on several occasions, and many Americans learned a new term, non-essential workers. Yeah. There were a lot of those folks, too. It's a dangerous gambit when you find out, hey, we got a lot of so-called non-essential workers there.
I don't think Democrats want President Trump to find out there are a bunch of people called non-essential workers in the government and all of a sudden have to figure out what to do with them.
All right, gentlemen, thank you both very much. Again, very, very contentious issue. And, it's something where President Trump has shown that he's willing to compromise. But a huge mistake if Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi decide this is when we shut our government down on the eve of Christmas. We'll see if they do it or not. By the way, thanks for watching. We've been doing extraordinarily well. We appreciate it, and keep chiming in. In the meantime, Lou Dobbs, you got him for the next 2 hours.
Good evening, everybody. Republicans tonight are on the verge of enacting the biggest overhaul of our tax system in more than 3 decades. The House this afternoon passed the sweeping $1.5 trillion legislation, and tonight we're awaiting the Senate's vote on the measure. We'll have special coverage on this critical vote with an A-list lineup of guests tonight. Chairman of the powerful Ways and Means Committee, Kevin Brady, Freedom Caucus Chairman, Congressman Mark Meadows, Congressman Andy Biggs, all joining us here tonight. In addition, Republicans are ramping up efforts to purge the deep state. There are growing calls tonight for FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe to be fired over his conflicts of interest. McCabe today interviewed by lawmakers behind closed doors on Capitol Hill.